On today's episode of Out Exploring, we're at a crazy place in Detroit, Michigan, known as the Abandoned Packard Plant. I've explored this place more times than I can count, but this time was way different because we accidentally stumbled across a Transformers movie set. So we climbed in like normal, the way I always go to avoid being seen. Obviously, abandoned buildings aren't exactly the safest places, so you don't want any strangers seeing you in there. This specific section of the plant is actually demolished at this point. By the time we got up a couple floors, we started seeing smoke in the distance, and we thought somebody had caught the place on fire. When we walked to the edge of the building, we saw them shooting a scene with crazy pyrotechnics.
This is the set of the movie.
The Packard plant looks like it's from a post-apocalyptic movie on its best day. But seeing it with all the stuff they added, train cars, subway tracks, even stuff they added to make it seem like it was Chicago and not Detroit. So here's some of my shots of the set, and then this is what it ended up looking like in the movie. It's likely we were only a couple stories above them when they were shooting this scene. As someone who's an independent filmmaker and is also learning VFX and 3D animation, I'm so amazed at the things they were able to do. It's really weird if you know how much of this is actually real and at the plant on any given day. So we just got back to exploring the plant like we normally do, but we kept stumbling across all these different parts of the movie set. We found all these different wardrobes and props. Like glass that looks real but is actually super squishy.
We're about to just go for it.
At this point, I just remember thinking, well, I want to go explore that building over there, so we got across the battlefield in order to do it. It's so funny how similar my shots look to theirs, and that our plot in real life lined up with the plot in the movie, because I was just trying to get through this and onto the subway without being spotted. The subway car was definitely real. You could just feel how heavy it was. I'm shocked they got it there. There was tons of spaceship parts and debris everywhere. They even added these fake storefronts. The subway track itself is what really tripped me out, because it looked so real, yet when I was standing on it, it didn't feel that sturdy.
They're fake.
And sure enough, it was foam and wood.
It's not real.
It's amazing how far these big budget movies can go with these ideas. Here's some more compare and contrast shots that I got. We randomly ended up in this room that had all the pyrotechnic wire.
So these are pyrotechnic wires. It's for blowing these windows.
I couldn't find this room in any of the movie scenes, so maybe it's from a deleted portion, but there were these Transformers comics that were brand new on the inside, but made to look old on the outside. So I was wrong. The trippiest part was these giant rocks that were light as a feather, made of foam, and painted to look that real. I look out the window, and right underneath us is a crashed spaceship. They added a lot to it in post with VFX, so it really just served as a base, but it looked realistic also. And it appeared that our only way to get out of here was to climb down the spaceship. It made this scene in the movie feel all too familiar for me. As we were climbing down, some weird guy started yelling at us. We were out of there. So we're running away from danger in this abandoned building, trying to get out of here. and I realize I'm gonna have to do the sliding scene from every action movie ever. We ended up making it out just fine, and what's actually low-key one of the coolest parts of the whole Transformers movies filming in Detroit is the fact they escape in the movie through this little hole in the fence that all the urban explorers will recognize as the same hole that everyone used to use to get into and out of the plant. Thanks for joining me on another episode of Out Exploring, joining me on another crazy adventure. I'm your host, Jordan Garland. You can follow me on all social media for more frequent updates at JordanGarlandMI. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell. I think that's it for now. I'm out of here. Goodbye.